Activate the V10 recorder.
And attention all personnel, this is the NPD conducting the launch status check. Verify ready to resume count and go for launch. OTC.
OTCs go.
TBC.
Tank and booster go.
PTC. PTCs go.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Hi, I'm Landon Whitt, and you're watching the Oklahoma City Real Estate Show. On today's show, we've got an exciting interview with Ditsy Simpson, the owner of the Manhattan. Many of you may know about the Manhattan already, but if you don't, it's at the corner of Harvey and Park, right next to the Devon Energy Center. This is a location that's known as the Neighborhood Bar and Grill, where you can come by, relax, have a good beverage, as well as excellent food. Ditsy and I are going to talk today a little bit about the menu items, a little bit about how he started this idea and how it came to fruition, and now you see it. Ditsy, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you. Thank you very much.
For those that don't know about you, could you talk a little bit about yourself? How did you come into owning a restaurant? Have you ever done this before?
No, sir. I'm actually... There you go. I joined the Rococo family back in 2016. The owner of the franchise is Bruce Reinhardt. He's out of New London, Connecticut, and I joined with him back in 2017 to start a new chapter in my life. I came out here and took over in January of 2018, and been here ever since, just loving it. Bruce is out of New London, so he brings a East Coast cuisine style that is kind of unseen in this area. He started with Rococo's 14 years ago on 28th and Penn. 7 years ago, opened the 122nd and May location, and this here has been here just over 2 years. So taking over out here has been amazing for me. It's been a great area for me to be a part of. I'd never really been much of downtown. The Oklahoma Tower has been a wonderful host to us. They actually invited us to come here to start something new, and that's where the whole idea of the Manhattan was bloomed. Was just prior to here, this was a flower shop and like a UPS. And so the idea of having a restaurant wasn't really put into place until a few years ago when the tower asked them to come out and said, hey, we need some help here with a nice restaurant base, and then that's where the birth of the Manhattan began.
Now, what would you say is the guests when you say, who goes to the Manhattan? How would you describe your guests?
Well, during the lunchtime, being here right by the courthouse, and then we're part of a 30-story building. A lot of our guests are in the court system in some sense. There's a lot of realtors in the area, oil people, and then your day-to-day, everyone that's going to the library, that's just downtown during lunch and after hours. It's people who are going to catch the ball game, people who are trying to sightsee, people that are new to the area with the new high-rises and different things in the area. So we're really diverse. Part of our slogan is meet, drink, eat. And so people come here. We're really great for pre-game, pre-concerts. The Civic Center Music Hall is a big family to us. We do a lot of free things for them as well. So for us, it's real diverse, and our guests, our clientele, and our day-to-day regulars.
What would you say, you guys being a staple now, and in October the liquor laws changed, which really kind of changed the nightlife ability.
Oh yeah, change the
And-
dynamic
right.
of everything too.
New at 5, it's only been a few months since High Point and cold beer came to Oklahoma, and stores are already beginning to see an increase in sales.
So could you describe a little bit for maybe those that aren't from Oklahoma that may be watching this right now? What did that mean to you guys in October?
It's funny, we don't have to explain 3-2 beer. Prior, explaining what 3-2 beer was to out-of-towners was like, what we're drinking water here, you know, and that's kind of how it was. You know, we weren't open to.
He's referring to the 3.2% alcohol limit on beer.
You come to the liquor store looking for your favorite wine, only to find there's none left. With the change to the liquor laws, that may be happening more often.
We used to be able to order every day. I sell a case, I can replenish it the next day.
Now, that won't be the case. Chad Acklin, who owns Grand Vin Bottle in Utica Square, says everyone in the state has always used the same 2 alcohol distributors who've sold them every product and would deliver daily. Then the liquor law changed.
Now it's an Easter egg hunt. We have to go find where each individual product is going to be distributed from.
So, moving from a 3-2 to a full state, you know, it's been great. Not only just for the consumer, but also for the taxes, for the tax part of it. You know, we used to have to get a 3-2 license, a heavy point license, a food license, and now it's all one license. And so that makes it easier for all of us as well.
Well, I think it opened up too for the microbreweries and the locals. I noticed that you guys carry Coop Ale House.
Yep, and we also carry Stone Cloud, which is a local beer here too.
Some of you may remember Coop Ale House was on the show last year. We finished out when they purchased the Armory on 23rd.
Oh yeah.
They were talking about that, which is an interesting thing. They bought like like 20,000 square foot building.
Oh yeah.
It was an old World War II armory, and they've converted it now into a hotel and brew house.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so you can go there and watch how the beer's made and taste as much as you want, and then go upstairs and go to sleep in your own room.
Yeah.
Kind of a Las Vegas destination.
What a great
kind of
concept for Oklahoma, you know.
Yeah.
Blake that started that, a good friend of mine from. I used to run a bar prior to going into the restaurant biz, and I remember his little brother and his good friend worked for me, and Mike Winnicky actually started a little brewery called Winnicky's Brew, and that's another brewery here local in Oklahoma City. So
Winnicky's.
Yep.
I haven't tasted their stuff.
It's there on Glade Avenue in Expressway, so you gotta check them out. Winnicky's Brew. So. Yep.
Now, so talk to me a little bit about the dynamics of running a restaurant, right? Restaurant is what I feel, and I've talked about this on the podcast many times before. A restaurant really gives the energy and the vibe of a city in real time. You really feel the economic fluctuations pretty quickly at a restaurant. Talk to me a little bit about what your projections are this year, and also what the feeling is of Oklahoma City. Has it changed over the last 3 years?
Oh, completely. I think the dynamic of Oklahoma City is starting to become more of the big city aspect. You know, for a while, Oklahoma City was maybe a step behind in some of the versatility in business of, you know, different styles of restaurants, different flavors. You know, there wasn't, for a long time, you know, I've been in the restaurant business probably 18 years now.
Wow.
And for a long time, when a new concept would come up, it would close really within a year. Just because I think Oklahomans were used to
Rooted in their routine.
Completely.
Sure.
And having a new concept come around, it was like, I don't know, you know, if it's not Southern or Mexican or, you know, the certain, you know, aspects of what they thought Oklahoma was. Now it's completely changed, because now, you know, even with our business being an East Coast style cuisine, you know, you can get any kind of food diversity here in the city. And it's still growing, you know. There's new places popping up everywhere with all different food aspects, very diverse menus, you know. I'm part of a food club, and a lot of these guys, it's called the Fat Guy Club, and a lot of these guys are different restaurant owners, and they have completely different concepts. But I think in the restaurant business, the biggest part of the restaurant business is the idea of community and service. And so when you keep that aspect of service in mind, I mean, I think the food is what speaks next.
Well, I've always believed that restaurants are the biggest example of a democracy, because everyone that comes to that restaurant has a vote, and that's what they order, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially their vote to say, yes, I want to keep this on the menu. And when people don't vote or order, those menu items have to go away eventually. So how's that been as far as, I know last year we had a 1.5% growth in population, which translates to 20,000 people moving to Oklahoma City. We're projected to do that again this year. And a lot of it is coming from the marijuana laws changing. Right. You had a lot of wealthy individuals in Colorado and California that were essentially stuck there because of their lifestyle choices, or maybe even their medical choices that their doctor prescribed to them. Now they're able to get their medical marijuana card here and move their real estate here, where they're selling their house for $800,000 in Colorado.
Right.
Buying the equivalent house for $250,000 here, and then pocketing the rest of the cash.
Yeah.
And not having a mortgage payment. And we're seeing that happen time and time again in Oklahoma City, as they're changing from a very expensive market to a very easy to get into market. And that's what I want to talk to you about as far as a small business owner and growing to a bigger business. How do you feel about Oklahoma City? How difficult was it to start here?
You know, in the very beginning process, this is all set together by Bruce Reinhardt. So me building into this restaurant biz was more following his footsteps. You know, I think now the opportunity with restaurants, it's kind of easy, I guess, in a sense, to start, and it's the whole grind after. You know,
the day-to-day showing up.
The
12-hour shifts, 18 hours.
Exactly. And then also, you know, paying attention to what's around you, what's popping up, how to stay competitive but still friendly. You know, you know, for us, the biggest thing for us is keeping the community aspect of everything that's around here, and making sure that when people see us, they know, they're like, oh man, that's the Manhattan, you know. And
right. What do you guys do marketing-wise? I mean, do you guys? I mean, you guys are on social media. Do you do social media advertisement?
With social media, and then with what you were saying too, that was the next thing. Marketing has been a even bigger part. You know, we're in the Key magazine. We're in the Visitor Map now. The Gazette, So6. I mean, when we first started, before all, you know, the growth of the city, it would only be, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there, but now it's like we need to make sure that we have a footprint in every location so people can see us and not forget about us when they're trying all these new places.
And do you worry about parking? I mean, I know the individuals that come here from the buildings, that's probably a lot of the reason why they do
I
come
actually
local.
deliver to them free, and they get a discount too. So
that's beautiful.
Well, down here in the city, so after 5 it's free. The weekends are free.
Right.
I just within the last 8 months worked with the building to get free parking in the garage after 5.
Wow.
So that has been a huge plus for us, and be able to offer free parking in a garage too with our weather and different things. It's great.
Right.
But that has been a plus. That was a difficulty.
Do you mind taking us a minute and taking kind of a tour? I know we're here on off hours so that we can get time. So you're not going to see tons of people coming in at the moment because we're off hours.
Yeah.
But kind of take us outside real quick. Show us some of the outside, the kind of the building of where we're at.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll go through.
Definitely. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing wonderful. Okay. Oh no,
We'll be right back in. I'll only take him for a minute. All right. Cool. Well, first off, it's summertime in Oklahoma City. You can see that beautiful light. Talk to me a little bit about Devon here. I mean.
Oh yeah. Well, this area alone, with having the museum here, the Devon Tower in all its glory, our courthouse here. You know, and we're also part of 3 buildings: the corporate tower that's on the other side here, and then leadership that's also here. So we're all one big community of business buildings.
So you've got, I mean, essentially everybody can come down. Now there's a food court in I think this building.
Yeah,
one of the
there's
buildings.
a food court here across the street. There's actually, if you cross over to Corporate Tower, there's a food court underground. And then in our building, there's our friends Richie's that have been here for 26 years. And they're a little cafe that's open Monday through Friday from 6 to 2. And then you have the little Ditano Bakery. They're a Cuban bakery that was just, I think they've been here about 5 months. So,
wow. Well, cool. Yeah. Let's.
We're the only fully open restaurant that's.
When you mean fully open, you mean after hours.
After hours.
'Cause most people are just dependent on the worker class, and once they go home,
they're done.
Yeah. Well, downtown's been pretty quiet. I mean, even on the weekends, you know, you're riding the scooters around, and it's pretty quiet. We're still not to that stage where you're walking down the sidewalk and you bump into three or four people everywhere you go. You know.
Exactly. And see, we're open on Saturdays, but not on Sundays because of that vibe. Sundays, a lot of things in this area aren't really open. Depending on what's going on, you know, at the Gardens, at the Civic Center, of course, Thunder. Then, you know, that really depends on the vibe here and what's going on for us if we're gonna grab any business from that. So I stay in the loop. I have a calendar of events for all the buildings. For the Civic Center, I try to keep myself and, you know, people see me because I'm in their business a little bit, but you know, I have.
Well, you've got to be able to keep fresh ingredients at the location at the right quantities.
Definitely.
So you have to be aware of what's going on downtown.
And then my seafood is all flown in. You know, it's fresh.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah,
Can we go back? Can we go backstage? We're going to take you backstage here.
All right.
Let me know what we got to do for health code if I got to wear a hairnet or something.
Well, I got a small little kitchen, so.
Well, we're headed there. See the works in the making.
All right. Yeah. Well, actually, if we'll come.
Yeah.
This is one of our lobster rolls. This is a Maine lobster. We get all our lobster flown in every week. One of our staple items.
Talk to me a little bit about the ingredients here.
Okay, so all our breads are made fresh in city at Brown's Bakery, so we keep everything local. Everything's MIO, and then the lobster itself is hand-picked Maine lobster.
Excellent.
Yep. And I'll put that out here.
All right, so we're right at the entrance of the kitchen, the no-go zone.
He had said that you were vegan?
That's me.
So we offer gluten-free, vegan, and vegetarian options for everyone.
And go into a little detail about what this is.
Okay, so this is just a vegetable medley of broccolini, mushrooms, onions, peppers, a little chopped Brussels, and it's in a wild rice, long grain rice.
Cool. Can't wait to start eating.
All right, so this is our little kitchen. We don't.
Wait, what's this? This is cool.
So this is how we keep our reservations through Open Table. So
this is like a map of
the floor chart of everything going on. Then you can go through for all your reservations that you have.
That's great.
And everything that you see, this tracks all your seating. I'm pretty hard about, making sure that people track this, because this is another part of how much business is coming in. Every person that's sat down, get to know names, get to know faces, and then when people they can become more than a number. They can become a name and then a friend.
That's right. And you know what we could do here? So they can book online with this, right?
Yep, you can book online at Open Table. We also have.
So you can target. This is great for you social media managers and stuff that are watching. So because he's got this online booking system and because he's very event-based, he can drop a pin at an event happening and mark it to the Facebook profiles of those people that are at that event and say, click here now to reserve your table.
Exactly. Yep.
So that's great stuff.
Oh yeah. So yeah, this is our little kitchen. It's very
Hey, guys.
unconventional compared to normal kitchens because we don't fry. We don't have fryers. Everything's baked or seared here. Wow. So yeah, this is just our little place here. Everything happens in this convention oven, and then we also have a Mary Chef, which is a infrared microwave convention oven. There's not very many that people have that, and it does a lot of the work for us. So, but everything else
That's
is
not the thing that's at Subway.
not at all. Not at all. It's kicking out about 10 times more power than anything at Subway. So, and then we pan sear things here, our seafood and stuff that are flown in, fresh oysters.
Now, how important is temperature when you're cooking? I mean,
Oh yeah, that's
pretty.
Oh yeah.
So it's the consistency and then the heat quality. Got the walk-in freezer over here. Got the fresh oysters on ice. Check that out.
So these are Connecticut oysters. These Connecticut oysters we get in, depending on business, but usually every Tuesday. So these oysters are hand raised. Let me put this here. And then flown in, and literally within the week they're picked out. We get them
From Connecticut.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, out of the Boston Harbor. So they go from Connecticut to Boston straight to us.
Cool. Wow. Yeah, you guys do a lot of business out of this kitchen. I mean, this is great.
Yeah, this is
So this is what you're talking about, or this is the...
This little guy. This is the Mary
Wow.
Chef. That's the Mary Chef. That's the we can program it to everything that we need. These are just main items that we have with certain times, certain temperatures, and then it breaks down everything for us. Yeah.
Cool.
This is like I said, it's an infrared convection in microwave.
So how long does it take to do a baked potato in that thing?
We could probably do it in like 8 minutes.
No way.
Yeah.
So when you go to Jason's Deli, a lot of you I know eat at Jason's Deli, and they microwave the heck out of those potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
We all know what microwaving does.
Yeah,
so.
this is
not a
completely
microwave.
This is completely different. So if you go to any of our other units, we do a crab cake. We're famous for the Rococo crab cake. It's hand-picked crab. It's a New England style recipe. It is known everywhere. So if you everyone should know about Rococo's crab cakes. So in our typical oven, they take 16 to 19 minutes, and here it takes 1 minute and 35 seconds.
Wow. So fast, fresh service.
Oh yeah.
And consistent.
More too.
Yeah. And she's cutting by hand. This is great. Hello, what is your name?
Araceli. Yes.
All right. What are you doing here? What are you cutting?
Parsley, making pasta salad.
Pasta salad, okay.
Yeah.
And this is a special for the week, or this is a normal menu?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Yes.
Wow. You know, a lot of the love and passion that goes into preparing the food translates to the taste, and I know a lot of you know about that. So.
Yeah, we're all fresh ingredients, and then like I said, all the breads and things are made here fresh at Brown's Bakery.
So and then we've got a full service bar here that's open till
10, 12, 2. We actually, if you follow me, on our door, on both doors, we actually just put open to, and it's open. So, you know, by law, we have to close down by 2 a.m.
Sure.
But depending on the biz that we have and what's going on.
Oh wow! So
this is our lobby area.
This is connected directly in.
Mm-hmm. So this is our lobby area of the Oklahoma Tower.
Check out this hallway there. It's got some cool architecture.
And this
going
is
on there.
Richie's I was talking about here. That's been here 26 years. They're open Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 2. And they're just a little cafe deli, and they do great. They're one of the biggest business places down.
So they come down the elevator, and it's like, do we go right or left?
Right, exactly. And I love Richie's, but as many people will go left, I don't mind. So this area here, this is part of the Oklahoma Tower. We utilize this space for multiple things, a lot of mingles, a lot of meet and greets, after-hour get-togethers for the businesses, for Bison Energy upstairs, for Enable across the street, and then this area throughout the seasons. There's live music. A lot of local artists come through here. Harpists.
They play here?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Oh, yeah, I can see they've got some metal art there. That's great.
Mm-hmm. And everything.
So where do they set up?
They set up in this area. We do.
So they got a lot of echo.
They do luncheons and different things too. They'll set up out here in that area too, and then also across the way in Leadership. You can just take this all up and walk right across, and it takes you right to Leadership.
Wow. It really is where like restaurants are always like enmeshed into society, because I mean it's like everybody's got to eat 3 times a day,
Everyone
right?
has to eat, yeah.
Like no person on the planet doesn't have to eat except for some crazy like Indian shaman kind of thing. Where did you hear there was this one guy in, I think it was like Sri Lanka or something, and supposedly he hasn't eaten in like 10 years.
Oh,
no
wow.
water, you know.
Wow, I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, it's just some crazy. They had a doctor keep him at like this room, and they kept him for 7 days, and they analyzed his urine and all this stuff, and supposedly for the 7 days he didn't eat at all. So, and still produced urine because he was able to somehow excrete the humidity from the air.
That's a diet that everyone should maybe try a couple days.
It's not really good for restaurant business.
Yeah, right.
Well, I think we've got to the end of the tour.
Yep.
I'm going to head back in. We have learned so much doing these restaurant interviews, but I think you've got something very unique here, in that you're meshed in with the urban culture as well as the nightlife. Like you're combining both.
Oh yeah,
which
definitely.
During the day you're in a suit. Now, do people actually drink an alcoholic beverage on their lunch break?
Not really, not typically, and maybe sometimes if they win a case or something, they'll come celebrate. We do have a large wine selection, and so there will be our winers that come in and have a glass of wine with their meal. But typically our happy hour rush, people are ready to enjoy that part of the day. So.
Sure. So they're getting off work, they're waiting for the traffic to kind of filter out and go ahead and have a drink and then head home.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, stay tuned for more interviews. We've got more exciting stuff coming up. You can check out the OKC Real Estate Show.com. You can also check out the audio version of this on Apple iTunes, as well as Apple Podcast and Stitcher and Spotify and SoundCloud and wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening. Thanks for interviewing today.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it.
Thank you.